right. Well, we're here with Victor Altamirano. He's coming up. He's got a fight here, September 28th, Paris, France. Make sure you check it out. Prelims start at noon Eastern time. Main card's 3 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you go on there and check that out. We're honored and appreciate you stopping by.
For sure.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. So are you still here in the U.S. or when do you go off to Paris?
I am still here in the U.S. We leave Sunday at 3 p.m., so we will get there Monday.
Okay.
We'll be there all fight week.
Nice. How do you enjoy flying? Are you a guy that enjoys flying, or are you like not a airplane type guy?
I love flying. So far, I've loved flying, but this is going to be my first trip that's going to be 10 hours. My longest trip so far has been 4.
Oh, that's not bad.
You know, not too bad, but 10 hours, never been on a plane that long. I've been in a car for 25 hours, but not in a plane. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what to expect. I know they said that the food's not that great. And the bathrooms, I hope, are cleaner than bus bathrooms.
Yeah.
They usually are. They're usually pretty clean. I've taken like a 16 to 17 hour flight's my longest, but the bathrooms on airplane. Taiwan. Yeah, so in those bathrooms,
I heard their weed laws are pretty strict over there.
Yeah, I don't take anything with me. I don't chance it. I don't do any of that stuff. So no, I just that's my like sober 3 weeks that I take in like every year.
Yeah.
So, but cool. No, we'll get started here with some questions. So, where were you born and raised? Where do you call home?
I was born in Mexico City. I was raised there till I was 9 years old. And then we moved here to the States in Texas, Denison, Texas, where I lived the second half of my life. And it was quite a culture shock. Not only because of the country and the language, but I went from Mexico City, which imagine New York City, and then imagine moving to a place that has a Walmart and 2 towns share a movie theater.
Yeah.
So I went from smog, traffic, just a bunch of boom, just, you know, I'm in my car right now, so I get to do that. And just to a place where, like, what's going on? Do people live here?
Yeah. No, that's cool. Do you got any brothers and sisters, or?
I do. I have one sister that's younger than me. I have an older half sister, and I have a 10-year-old half brother.
Okay.
Nice. So I noticed. So when you got here, did you get in any sports? Are those wrestling ears or those jiu-jitsu ears you've acquired over your badge of honor? Those are badge of honor. But how'd you get those?
Yeah, but I started with Taekwondo when I was 12. Like I said, my town was so small. We didn't have a wrestling team. The only sports available in my school were basketball, baseball, and football, and volleyball for the girls. So those were the only sports available. I probably would have done wrestling, but we didn't have that. And then the team sports that I did participate in, which I did play football for a season, and I played soccer for a season. And that's when I realized I didn't really like team sports. You know, there's a bunch of slackers, and I wasn't a slacker.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to lose because these people weren't putting an effort. So then I just got into Taekwondo, and I just did it, stuck with it, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed everything that it took, everything that you did. And it was just a wonderful time, and I just kept going at it, you know, just kept practicing different disciplines, and eventually it led me to it being my career.
Oh yeah. So were you always like have a fighter's mentality like growing up, or was there like a point in time where you were like a switch flip where you're like, dude, I love fucking hitting people and I like getting hit? Like, were you always like that, or was there a point in time in that Taekwondo career where like you knew this was what you loved and this is where your passion was?
I think it was the moment in which I had been doing it for a long time. And when you do something like a combat sport, when you do practice a combat sport as a kid and you get hurt, you realize, oh, well, I'm used to this. This is just something that happens on the reg, you know. And as you grow older, people then begin to join at an older stage in life. You come across those people, and that's mostly the majority of people who are in the sport. Most of them, as talented as they are, didn't begin until they were young adults. And so whenever you're coming up in those in those arenas, you realize they're not accustomed to getting hit. They're not accustomed to getting hurt. and pushing through it. And when you have been doing that since you were a kid, you kind of have like a mental edge on that. You know what it's like to get hit from a very young age, and you know what to do after that. When you're a young adult and you've never been hit a day in your life, even by your parents, which I got hit by my parents too. I think that helped out a lot. And realizing, no kid is gonna hit me as hard as I've been hit for getting to do laundry or whatever. But I just thought this is something that I enjoy, and the hardships I can endure. So when you realize that you enjoy doing something, and then you come across the hardships, and then you realize that the hardships are something that you're totally cool with, then whatever it is that you're pursuing is just going to be easy.
Yeah. I like that.
Now, is there a memorable fight or a fight like in your career where you knew you made this is where you can make money? Was there a certain fight that you had that you knew this was going to be your career?
No, when it comes to money, no. I mean, coming up in this league, it's not coming up in the sport is very unsatisfactory when it comes to money wise. People don't get paid. I mean, on other promotions, you may make $500, maybe $1,000 or $2,000 per fight. So you have to have a job, and being able to succeed there cannot be motivated by money, because you're not going to get any. It wasn't until I made it to the UFC when I realized, I can continue to do this. At that time, I had just had my firstborn son, and I was just grateful that I've been able to get to this point so that I can continue to do it. Yeah. Financially, there is no way outside of the big promotions that a person can make this a living. So when it comes to me wanting to do this as a way to make money, it can't be, not when you're starting up.
Yeah.
When you're starting up. It would be wonderful if the path to professional MMA was similar to that of football or basketball, where you can be brought up through school, through college. And if it fails, you have a college education and you can just fall back on that.
Yeah.
But that is not the case in this sport. So there's very little. I think there's a lot of talent that's being missed out on because people cannot pursue it as long as they could if it was helped out by school.
So what was during that time, what was maybe your worst or toughest or dumbest job you did? Have you had a lot of jobs?
I've had a few jobs. I was a server at Cracker Barrel, and I did some catering. I did a lot of service industry jobs. I did some roofing, and I did some insurance adjusting. All these jobs are really cool. They had their goods and bad. I think my least favorite one was serving. Serving at Cracker Barrel was probably my least favorite job.
Yeah, you just deal with a lot of people and rude ass people.
A lot of people.
Hey, that chicken fried steak smacks hard though. I love that shit at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, they do have some good grits. They do have some biscuits and gravy. I like the cornbread.
Yeah.
I like the chicken fried steak. So they have good food. They have good food, but I did not make any money as a server. The people there are not necessarily the same people that go eat at Saltgrass. So
no, definitely
not a good money.
Now, do you have any? Speaking of food and stuff, do you have any pre-fight rituals, maybe a certain meal or music or anything that you do prior to fights? That's a routine that you've developed. Anything?
As far as routine before a fight, no, not really. I mean, I'd run. I like to run the day of the fight just to get my lungs opened up. But I think that's something very common. I don't think that's a routine that's unique to me. If I had to think of a ritual, I will say I do eat pizza after every fight.
Oh, okay. Nice. What do you get on your pizza? What's your go-to?
I like depending where I am, I like deep dish pizza.
Oh, okay.
Deep dish pizza is my favorite. And if that's not available, then I like pineapple with ham.
Oh, you're a pineapple guy. Okay.
One of those.
One of those pineapple guys. Yeah. So you're going to get some French
bread
pizza?
Anchovies too.
You gonna get some?
What's that?
You gonna get some French bread pizza over in Paris?
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll be down.
Do they
Maybe
make
put
it?
some extra going.
I don't know if they make it, but it's French bread pizza. They might have it. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
So, do you watch any of that Power Slap? Like Dana White's Power Slap? You watch that?
I have watched it.
All
Yeah,
right. If you could challenge one of your teammates to a friendly Power Slap, who you picking?
a friendly balance. But anyone's teammates. Oh man, it would have to be someone my own weight. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
challenge some of my other teammates. But yeah, I would.
All right, that's what's up.
Oh, yeah.
Who so far is there one person in your career that you've went up that's like connected with you with a fucking right or a left and you were like, damn, that's the hardest I've ever been hit? Is there a guy that you remember that hit you and you were like, shit, this is fucking different?
Good one that I remember. All right, so this was happening in my amateur career. His name's Rashad, and he was a really explosive striker, and that was the first time I realized, dang, this comes with heat. I got a black eye. My whole face was swollen after that punch. I finished the fight. I won the fight. I just had to realize that I had to grapple this guy because I did not want to be in the way of more punches because they were coming with heat. So I would say that one. That one was perhaps the hardest I've been hit.
Yeah. Nice. And then we'll this will be kind of like the last like MMA question. On your way to Paris on that flight, what are you gonna what keeps you busy? Are you gonna try to sleep the whole time? Are you gonna like movie, read a book? What do you do to like kill time like on an airplane like that?
I'll probably do a combination of a book. I'll probably bring a book. Maybe I'll study some more of my French. I'll do some meditation. So I'll sleep, meditate, read a book, practice my French.
Hell yeah.
Good plan.
Now we're gonna get to some just some random ass off the wall questions to get to know a little personally more about you. So
yeah. You like anything? Like, are you into anything outside of fighting, like fishing, movies, TV, music?
I do love music. I play the cello. I've been playing it for 5 years.
Nice. Okay.
And I really like it. I'm not really pursuing a career on it. It's just something that, I have in my life to make sure that I remain myself disciplined without a need to be, because no one really needs to.
Yeah.
I don't need to do it,
It's like self-discipline.
Yeah.
I like it. Cool.
What's your favorite breakfast or like what's your favorite cereal? Do you have a favorite cereal that you like?
I don't have a favorite cereal. No, when it comes to breakfast, I love crepes. Crepes are
Okay.
probably one of my favorites. So I'm going to a good place for crepes, and I'm hoping I can get some there. I also like since I work at Cracker Barrel, I do like some biscuits and gravy.
Love biscuits and
Oh,
gravy.
dude, I just had some today this morning for
It's so
breakfast.
good.
What was it?
It's so good.
So you like?
You eat up the sausage, or
Yeah.
do you eat it in the biscuit?
Oh, but dude, I get extra
Yeah.
bread. I'm everywhere with it. I'll eat it plain out of an extra bowl.
Yeah, I'll get extra biscuits and I'll clean the plate with them and shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
But sausage gravy, that's where it's at for sure.
Sausage gravy.
Yeah. They
It's
can't
so
beat
good.
it. Oh, you like got any favorite movies or TV shows?
I really like the movie Pan's Labyrinth. I think that's my favorite movie.
That's a great one. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
real good. Cool. Like video games? You like video games?
Video games? Not anymore. I don't even own a TV. But when
Oh,
I was
wow.
younger, I loved racing games like Need for Speed,
Okay.
Gran Turismo, Freestyle. I just like racing. I like going fast, and I like to tweak my car and make it look pretty cool and
Nice.
put some marks on it, paint jobs, things like that.
Hell yeah. Nice.
When you were, was there any fighters now, or who were some of the fighters you looked up to in MMA? Was there anyone that you kind of looked up to or like grew up watching that influenced you a little bit in your career?
No, not really. I've actually never been very involved in the in watching the fights and watching the sport. I will watch it a lot, but mostly because I like how the sport that I'm participating is evolving, what's working, what's not. But growing up, I was never a fan of watching the sport. I was a fan of practicing it, and I very seldom ever watched it. But but I do recognize there's some really good people there. Wonder Boy Thompson's probably one of my favorites, just because I come from a Taekwondo background and I do like seeing those flashy kicks.
Yeah.
And people always talk shit about traditional martial arts, but you see Wonder Boy doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now you're getting ready to go to Paris, and you said this was your longest flight. Is there any other countries that like you wish you could go to for the UFC that maybe it takes you to that they've been to? Is there anywhere else that you would like look forward to go to?
I would go to Australia. I know they've been there, and so I know it's a way longer flight, but I would love to go to Australia. It seems pretty cool. They say I don't know, they don't say anything good about their food,
Yeah.
but they think that the beaches are nice and surfing's good, and I want to try that.
Yeah, they say the people are like super nice down there too. Like they're
Yeah?
the friendliest people from what I hear.
Yeah.
I've never been. You've been there?
No, I just hear everybody says
Oh.
like they're the nicest. Like everybody's so nice to you in Australia for some reason.
Good.
So
Yeah, I would go there.
yeah, nice.
And then so I noticed you you coach. How long have you been teaching at the gym or whatever? And do you do like young kids as well and everything like that?
Yeah, I used to teach. I've been teaching pretty much since I started doing it. You know, a year or two in doing it, I started coaching and teaching in several gyms. And it's just something that I think it's perhaps the most important part of anything that you do.
Yeah.
Regarding of the discipline, regarding of the sport, I think that it's important as an athlete, as the practitioner itself, to be able to inspire others to continue doing it. At times you forget where your inspiration comes from. You're like, man, I gotta do this every day. And then you lose inspiration to do that. And I think a good way to make sure that you remain inspired and willing to continue doing what you're doing is to test yourself and inspire other people. These people are new. They have no clue what the hardships are, what the easy parts, what the hard parts are. They're just showing up because they're excited to be there. They just sign up and they want to learn something that you are an expert in, or quote unquote expert, or they perceive you as an expert in. So you are responsible to perhaps aid in someone else's dream, in someone else's goal. And if you're not able to do that for someone else, if you're not able to practice doing that to someone else, how are you going to do that to yourself?
Yeah.
Check.
Who's
I like
that
it.
to you? Because you definitely had to have learned that, or some. It probably seems that someone did that to you. Is there someone in your life that was that for you that you look up to that way,
That's a good question.
that aided you in your dream along the way?
There are many. There are many. There's not just one. My first Taekwondo coach, Samuel Perez, he's still coaching in Denison, Texas. Shout out to him.
Nice.
Juan Tatum, James Vick, Chris Brennan, Michael Malone, David Luna. I mean, there's a plethora of people who've helped me throughout, Paul Holm, a plethora of people that just inspired me because and they not have all just been my coaches. Sometimes they're just my teammates, but I learned something from them and I watched them continue in this endeavor. And I say, wow, they just keep going. And I like what they do. I like how they do it. And I like how they inspire others to continue to do it, because everybody has their own approach and not everybody's going to learn well from everybody, but you can be inspired at the very least.
Gotcha. No, I like it.
Oh yeah. And then before we finish up here, do you have a walkout song picked already for UFC for your Paris?
I don't. That's always the last thing that I do. I usually do that on the week off. I just have to arrive where I'm gonna be at, feel what I'm gonna be feeling, and then I pick the song right there. It's really hard for me to pick the song. I don't know why that's the hardest thing for me to do. I think it's just, it's what you're gonna be. It's the last thing you're gonna be hearing before you only hear the crowd.
Yeah, so it's almost like you said, like you just got to feel your mood. Almost like you almost wish you could probably pick it like a half hour before you walk out. So like,
what would y'all walk out to?
Oh shit!
What was that?
I said, oh shit. Oh fuck! I don't know.
But what I'd walk out to?
Yeah.
Oh, probably. Let's see. JT Money, Hit 'em High, Hit 'em Low is a good one.
Okay.
8 Ball and MGG got one.
Yeah, that's good. I might do Evolution by Pearl Jam. That's a good walkout song.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Is there a good Coheed song?
Coheed, maybe Welcome Home's a little overplayed, but Welcome Home's a good walkout song by Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, that's cool. I like that question. We don't usually get asked questions.
Yeah, you're the first person to ever like ask us a question, and I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just like to know what other people would do. People ask me these questions all the time, and I'm like, man, these are hard questions.
Yeah.
It's like, let me see if I can get a hint of what other people would say.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah, I played the Uno reverse card. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played. No, cool. But before we finish off here, you want to let the fans and everything know what to expect here comes Saturday?
It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be an explosive fight. It's always going to be a fun to watch the flyweights go. We got cardio, we got pace, we got all the fancy stuff that the heavyweights get tired doing. So just tune up, buckle in, and enjoy the ride. UFC in Paris.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Once again, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule now to sit down and talk with us. But yeah, make sure you guys check out Victor Altamirano here, September 28th at the UFC Paris card, man. And good luck, and we'll be rooting for you, dude.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Take care. Have a good night.
You too.